Thank you for joining us this evening. In this presentation, we will be talking about VEX IQ Robotics. I hope you enjoy. In this presentation, we will be covering VEX IQ challenges, how to get started, and the 3 key steps in VEX IQ, which include designing and building, programming and driving, challenges and competing. Our team, the Spiky Dinos, are
Brandon. Hello, I am Brandon. I am a 6th grader from North Middle School.
Hello, I am Kelvin Xu, and I am a 3rd grader from Lakeville.
I'm Zoe Lee, a 5th grader from Lakeville Elementary School. In the 2021 through 2022 VEX IQ New York State, we won a Teamwork Championship Award and a Skills Award. This resulted in us going to the World in Dallas, Texas, which we ranked 2nd place in our division and 17th in the world split. Now I'll be letting Kelvin talk about VEX IQ challenges.
VEX IQ Challenge is an annual worldwide robotics event. It provides elementary and middle school students with a new open-ended robotics challenge every year. It offers teams chances to compete regionally, at state, and finally on the world stage. It helps enhance STEM skills through hands-on learning, and it fosters development of important skills like teamwork, critical thinking, project management, and communication. Now I will show you a video. Our Division 5 works with the Cyber Eagles team.
You ready? We're ready over there. Finals match number 2. The score to beat is 136. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go! Finals match number 2 is underway. Here we go. Spiky Dino's going to work. Cyber Eagles picking the ball. Oh, putting a shot up already within 8 seconds. Holy cow. There's the Spiky Dino's putting up a shot as well. There is 2, 4, 6 in there, looks like. Here goes the Cyber Eagles with a shot as well. Looks like 2 more in there. This is going to be close. 2 more in there. We got a driver switch. 2 more in there by the Spiky Dinos. There we go. Dinos, whatever you want to call them. There we go. We have not missed. Everybody switched. Excellent job. We have 20 seconds left. Come on, crowd. Cheer them on. Let's go.
Look at this.
2 more on. Yes.
Right now.
We have 2 balls left in a minute.
We have 10 seconds on the
10
clock.
seconds left. Here we go. They're going for a high hang. They're going for a low hang. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Technology.
Are you kidding me?
Tim, what did you think of that match?
Are you Are you kidding me?
Tim.
This video shows us how the World Championships look like. Every team had a stand, and many teams offered us candy and souvenirs. We met people from all around the world. It was like a second Halloween.
Spiky Dino.
If you're interested in participating in the 2022 through 2023 VEX IQ Challenge, you might be wondering on how to get started. Each May, the REC Foundation releases a new VEX IQ Challenge. The VEX IQ competition has 2 competing levels, elementary school and middle school. Once you decide to join, you have to join or form a team. Some schools have teams, but parents can build teams too. Once you join the team, you will have to buy parts. Robotic parts and field parts cost about $600 to $2,000, depending on the group size and how many robots you decide to make. Once you're done building, driving, and programming, you might want to join a competition. You must register your team in order to join a competition. Different levels of competitions all start from different times. Regional competitions start from November, states in March, and global in May. I'll now let Brandon talk about robot parts and building.
In VEX IQ competition, there are lots of pieces you can use to build a robot. You will need a brain, which is for selecting programs, controlling motors, and receiving data from sensors. You can use up to 6 motors on your robot. You can also have sensors, which are for detecting position, color, distance, etc. There is one battery you can use. Wheels are needed too. There are 2 types of wheels, rubber and omni. Omni wheels turn much easier than rubber tires. You also have gears and sprockets for transferring power, and beams and shafts are for connecting different pieces. Your robot must follow the challenge's size requirement. For the 2022 challenge, the robot must fit in an 11 by 19 by 15 inches volume. The 2 robots on the right are some of the robots we built in last year's challenge. The robot on the top is the earlier version we built, and the one on the bottom is the final version we used in the World Championship. They look different at first sight, but they actually have a lot in common. Every robot must have a brain to control all its components, motors to move the wheels, pick up balls or lift the arms, and wheels to move around quickly. We can use the parts mentioned in the last slide to build more sophisticated components. Here are some examples. A drivetrain is a set of wheels connected into certain structures so that a robot can move around efficiently. There are different structures such as the most common tank drive and the more sophisticated H drive. An intake is a structure to pick up balls. In the robots on the right side, both have an intake that rolls balls into the catapult to shoot. A catapult is shown on the right. It launches balls to the target box. A lift is also a common component, which lifts some items such as balls to a certain height. Our robots don't need it for last year's challenge. Robots will look different each year based on the challenge. For example, this year the challenge is to throw balls into a box at a certain height. So we used a drivetrain to move, an intake to collect balls, a catapult to shoot balls, and a lift to hang the robot for extra credits. Now I will let Kelvin talk about programming and driving.
Programming is the key for fully or partially automating a robot. In VEX IQ, some programming languages are Blockly, Python, and C++. VEX IDE is basically where you write your code. You can choose your VEX IDE as you prefer. For example, some VEX IDE choices are Robot Mech Studio, VEX Code, and ModKit. The 2 types of programming in VEX IQ is driver control and autonomous. For driver control, you map the control buttons, and for autonomous, the robot completes a task on its own. If you're a good programmer, then you have a higher chance to go into the worlds. For driving, you use your remote control to drive your robot to complete the task. Keys for success besides a good design are to map control buttons to robot actions as you prefer, to write programs to partially automate special actions, to brainstorm good game plans, to practice, and to communicate and cooperate with your alliance partner in each game. Now I'll let Brandon take over.
2 types of challenges in a VEX IQ tournament are the teamwork challenge and the skill challenge. The teamwork challenge is where your team and another team collaborate in a 60-second long match and score as many points as possible. There are multiple teamwork matches, and you will work with a different team each time. The teamwork challenge is the most exciting match in a tournament. The skill challenge is where your team scores as many points as possible by yourself. The total skill challenge score is a combination of driving skill and programming skill. Driving skill is where drivers control the robot, and programming skill is where the program you wrote controls the robot. There is a world skill ranking for all teams. Competing is a big part of VEX IQ. After you and your team build your robot, practice, and program, you will compete with other teams. The first competition is the regional competition. People who live near you will compete with you. If you win a qualifying award, you will be invited to the state championship. This is basically the regional qualification, but harder, and if you win another qualifying award, you'll be invited to the world championship. This is where the best teams compete for the #1 spot. Last year, we started building the robot in September. In January and February, we went to a few regional qualifications. The state championship was in March, where we got qualified for the world championship. We went to Dallas, Texas in May to attend the world championship. If you want to go to the world championship, you'll need more than a good robot. Most good teams have a good robot, but it is more important to practice. You will need a team to work together. You'll need to build a decent robot. You'll need to program the robot and practice driving skill. In a competition, you'll participate in multiple events. First, you need to get your robot inspected by the judges to make sure that it meets the rules and your robot isn't too big. Then, you'll get interviewed about your robot and your team. After, you will collaborate with the other teams in the teamwork challenge to get a good score. Then, you will do driver skills where you go by yourself, and then do programming skills where your robot will be controlled by your program. Then, the top 10 teams will go to the teamwork final. Then, judges will give out awards. And if you get a qualifying award, you'll be invited to the next level of competition. Now, I will let Zoe summarize this presentation.
VEX IQ is a fun robotics competition. It requires hard work, but you can also have a lot of fun. You must build, drive, and program a robot. You will also have to solve many problems with your team. This can build up friendships. Once you're done building, driving, and programming, you might want to join competitions. Depending on your level of competition, you might travel to a nearby city or even to another state. I hope you consider participating in this year's VEX IQ challenge. Here is the 2022 through 2023 VEX IQ challenge, Slapshot.
Welcome to the 2022-2023 game VEX IQ competition Slapshot. VIQC Slapshot is played on a 6-foot by 8-foot field. This field contains 5 dispensers, 45 discs, 1 fence, and 4 goal zones. The scoring objects in VIQC Slapshot are orange plastic discs, approximately 2.5 inches in diameter and 0.5 inches tall. Robots begin the match contacting the field perimeter wall that is furthest from the fence. In this area, robots will be interacting with 3 types of dispensers. Each dispenser has a unique mechanism that robots can activate to remove discs. Each disc that is removed from the dispenser is worth 1 point. Discs can be scored by launching them under the fence and into the goal zones. There are 4 goal zones: a 2-point zone, 3-point zone, 4-point zone, and 1-point zone. Robots are not permitted to cross the fence while scoring discs, so they'll need to be accurate and precise if they want to score the most points possible. But that's not all. At the end of the match, robots will get a chance to stretch up over the fence and reach for the contact zones which border the field. If a robot is able to touch down in one of these contact zones, then each disc that is scored in the corresponding goal zone will be worth 1 extra bonus point. There are 4 ways to play in the VEX IQ competition. First, 2 teams will collaborate in 60-second teamwork challenge matches, working together to maximize their score. both teams will receive the same points. Each of these teams consists of 2 drivers and 1 robot. One driver will operate the robot for the first half of the match, and the other driver will operate it for the second half. Second, each team will have the opportunity to play driving skills challenge matches. In these matches, teams have 60 seconds of driver-controlled time to score as many points as possible. Third, each team will also have the opportunity to play programming skills challenge matches, in which they have 60 seconds of autonomous robot operation to score points. No drivers allowed. The scores from driving and programming skills challenges will be combined to determine a robot skills challenge champion. Plus, there will also be remote options available for teams who want to compete from home. Check out the game manual or talk to your REC Foundation manager for all the details. For official game rules and robot requirements for VEX IQ Challenge Slapshot, please see the VEX IQ Challenge game manual found at roboticseducation.org and vexiq.com. To register a team, find events near you, or ask a question on the official Q&A, please visit robotevents.com. Good luck and have a great season. Welcome.
Here are some extra resources for VEX IQ. If you want to learn more information about VEX IQ, you can visit the official website for VEX IQ, or you can go on YouTube. You can also shop for robot kits and tools, join events, or talk to your peers.
Thank you for attending this presentation. The presenters are Brandon, Kelvin, and Zoe.
If you want to support us, please consider subscribing to our channel by searching VEX Spiky Dinos on YouTube.
If you want to learn more about us, then you can go to our website. And if you have further questions, then you can email us.
If you have any questions right now, feel free to unmute yourself or type your questions in the chat.
So Jay had a question. So what's a good grade / age to start participating in the competition? The answer to that is from elementary school to middle school. And there are usually 2 to 6 people in a team.
I see Ethan raise a hand. Feel free to unmute yourself. If any, yeah, so please, feel free to turn on the video and ask a question either on the Slack, the chat channel, or just ask directly. Feel free to unmute yourself.
So Lynn said, what do you think differentiate your team from the others in the competition? So each team has like a unique number and then it has a letter. So that's how you differentiate the other teams. And each team also has a name.
I think we have a new question coming in.
Pauline, sorry if I don't pronounce your name right, Lau asked, what inspires you to play this sport? Well, I guess getting to the next level of competition. And well, I guess we just usually just have a good time, and yeah.
So Mindy said, if you have a team, then how do you get started and what is the first step? So if you have a team, then so first you have to buy the pieces. After that, you're gonna like look at this year's challenge and like strategize like how are you gonna solve the challenge, and then you have to build the robot to solve the challenge, and then you need to practice and write your program for the robot.
And if you have like, if you can't think of like a really good idea, you would always like look to like a tutorial maybe on YouTube to like help you think of like a solution for like maybe a problem that you come across.
I think there's a question for Zoe. What inspires you to play this sport? Oh, you already answered that? Okay, we can move to the next question. So Vicky asked, how do you learn programming?
So you can learn programming by like watching tutorials online, or like you can do it yourself, or you can like have your coaches or an adult help you code, like learn how to code. And if you're having trouble, then an adult or someone else that knows how to write code can help you.
So do you have anything to add?
So Avisha said, are there any specific programming resources required for VEX? So you'll need like an IDE, like a place to write your code. And I don't know if there's like anything else, like maybe like Kelvin or Zoe can add on, because I don't really know.
I mean, one place you can use for programming is Robot Mesh Studio.
Yeah, like Robot Mesh Studio is like usually like the one that like most people just go to, because it's like the most like it's like the most common one. So like they're basically just they all work fine, but like I mean you can basically use like anything, but like it has to like be able to connect to your robot. So like if you don't know what to use, you can just use like Robot Mesh Studio, because it's like the most basic one.
Yeah, I would like to add that many kids already have programming experience before joining the team or during the journey. So they took I think mostly they are doing Python programming. So there are many classes out there. So feel free to check how to learn some programming, then apply it in the robotics. So it's really cool to control the robotics with the programming skill. Also, Brandon, feel free to answer any question, not just through the chat channel, but also speaking here. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Jianping asked, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. So our coaches are my dad, Kelvin's dad, and Zoe's dad. So we are accepting new members, but like it would be the best if like you had a experience, not saying that like it's like, impossible if you don't have experience, but just be the best. And we're looking for like fun to be with people, but also people who work seriously. And yeah, that's pretty much it. By having experience, I mean like maybe like you did it before, like you did a competition or was in a team before, but like I said before, it's not impossible to join even if you don't have experience. So we typically spend like, I don't know, like if we're doing it, then we're gonna do like our team does like 5 to 10 hours a week, or Zoe's saying 3 hours, so that we spend like a few hours every week, and we have like a meeting like on a day.
And like near like the competitions, we like usually have like actually a few meetings every week, because like you just like have to, I guess, like get more ready for the competition.
因为我今天洗完澡，然后吃了饭，我就睡觉。
每天都这样子，你再弄一个，帮你拍张照放到你的学校的 website。
Just a reminder, when you answer the question, it's good to repeat the question first. Yeah, so I think Julie asked before, what were your favorite parts of this competition?
Yeah,
I know you asked, but it's good to
I sent it in private chat, but I'll just answer it now. So my favorite part was the final, because we did way better than we expected and got a near perfect score, which was like really surprising to me, which made me happy because we did so good. And we got like 17th place in the world, so it's way better than I thought we could do.
How about Zoe and Kevin?
To be fair, if I'm honest, like my favorite part was, I guess, like the success of of getting good scores. It just like makes you, I guess, excited.
My favorite part was simply just being at World, because we got to speak to so many people, and we had a really good time. Also,后续
So congratulations. Did your team hire a coach?
Our team didn't hire a coach. It was basically just parent taught, and our parents were basically just our coaches.
Yeah, mainly Kevin's daddy started the team. we feel very lucky. so he's very interested in the engineering. So he helped to organize the team.
So I don't know if like you need a coach, but it's like possible to do it without a coach. Like you can completely do it by yourself. And coach training, I don't think so. Like, I'm not that sure.
Oh, I think there are two ways to start the journey. One is you can join like a training program, a summer camp for robotics. So to get some experience first. Another is just see just by reading the materials, and it's like the coach learn for themselves, right? So they know like requirements for being a coach, but it needs some dedicated work. Thank you.
Yeah, most of the teams were like school made, because like they came from schools like for like representing like a certain school. So like those mostly like so most of the teams probably had coaches because they're like from the schools.
Yeah, I feel probably if you start from scratch, it will be a little difficult in the beginning, because there is many skill sets you need to accumulate over time. In fact, Kevin's old sister started the journey first, so we inherited lots of fortunes from that team as well.
Okay, so Maggie Yao said, which programming would you recommend to start? So like, I don't know if you said like programming language, but it doesn't really matter. Like VEX IQ supports many programming languages, and like there's many IDEs that you can use, which is basically where you write your code. So I'd recommend just using the best, like the language that you're best at, so that you can have the best program. Oh, so Jay said, what made your team different from the other teams and be successful? So I guess we just like worked harder than the other teams, because I'm guessing that we put more hours into working than the other teams, and we got like a little help from our parents, so that might have helped a little. And I guess our team worked hard.
And I suppose maybe like the school teams, maybe they didn't like put in like a lot of effort because it was for like school purposes. So yeah.
So Darren said, do I wish to become a VEX coach myself one day? Well, I maybe, if I'm like good enough. Like, I'd like to start one, like if I'm good enough. Like when I get good enough, I might start one.
What?
Like when I'm an adult. He asked if I would start, would I become a VEX coach myself one day? So I said like, if I'm good enough, yes. Would you? Kelvin?
To be fair, probably not.
So Julia said, what was the biggest lesson that I learned from the competition? Well, I learned that with hard work comes success, because we worked like a lot. Like when the competition was near, we like did it like multiple days a week for like multiple hours each day. So that's like why we were like so good, I guess, if that counts as good. So that's what I learned, that with hard work comes success. So the next goal of our team, so we might start like VEX. So VEX is like a more advanced version of VEX IQ, but we might stick with VEX IQ.
Yeah, VEX is like basically like kind of it's like basically like new rules. Like the equipment is like or like it's more complicated, and the rules are made of metal and not plastic.
All right. Is there any more questions? The time almost up. If you have any question, you can either type or you can just speak. Yeah, feel free to unmute yourself. All right. Yeah, if they know further questions. Oh yeah.
So Jinping, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but asked, does your team plan to compete next year? And yes, we have already like looked at like the VEX and VEX IQ competitions, and we do plan to compete this year or like next year. So yeah, we will keep on doing the robotics.
Yeah, the three members seem very excited about the next journey. And tonight, thank you very much for joining us. And hope everyone learn a little bit from our little presenters. And thank you very much. And Zoe, Kevin, and Brandon, any last words you want to speak to the audience?
I want to say thank you for all the support.
All right, thank you so much.